She want to know, will you ever change your delivery towards people?
No, because when I didn't talk like this, I was ignored. So there's no way that you can enjoy. That's why you don't see too many speeches online. Because in our culture, if you're not cussing, man, you don't hear no even on the radio. Even on the radio, you hear explicit lyrics. So you cannot operate in the world or in a society, and all you hear is your hoe suck my here, hey, fuck, and then here you come saying, hey, excuse me, gentlemen, hey, ladies and gentlemen, man, they go, you won't be heard. Uh, if Malcolm X and Dr. King and some of our great uh, leaders who once gave speeches to the people, they couldn't be heard today because they don't talk how the rappers talk. Uh, why do you think Kamala Harris and them during the election, when they was campaigning, they went and got uh, people who use explicit lyrics uh, in their messaging, rather than people who speak with proper articulation. So now I would never change my delivery. My delivery only changes when my audience change.
She also want to know, what three things would you change with black people?
Uh, they hearts, they minds, and their action. Yeah, black people hearts are cold. Not just cold toward white people, cold toward anybody that they don't know. I would change the conditions of our hearts. Uh, I would I would I would restore a new mentality, the mindset of us. You saw this past weekend when the Michael Jordan tennis came out, how them niggas were fighting. That's a mindset. Uh, Automatically turn a down because he got more than you or he got less than you. That's a mindset. Uh, yeah, and then the actions. Yeah, hearts, minds, and actions is what I would change. And that's creating a whole new person.
T-shirt from New Orleans. He says, what are your thoughts on Dwight Howard posting a picture with a woman?
You want him to post one with them punks he been nigga. He got to do that, nigga. Yeah. He don't want to be seen as a as one of them backbeaters. Yeah. Boy don't want to be seen as a backbeater. So he ain't ready to come out the closet yet. They were trying to pull him out, and he ain't want to come out. But yeah. Nah, man. Yeah. He doing what he need to do. Yeah. He doing what he need to do, but already out there what he like to do.
Okay, Frank TV, he says, where did your come from to go out and risk your life for the betterment of the people?
Uh, Man, my mother was a foster parent to kids. Uh, my mama rescued a lot of kids and helped a lot of kids. So I think I took on my mother's spirit, but not just that. I became the change I wanted to see in the community. Not that I ain't grow up in the hood, homie. Uh, yeah, I ain't grow up in the hood, so I couldn't. I ain't have no business in the hood. My mama made it out for us. But that's where my family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my friends, uh, all them live there. So you develop a sense of you develop a sense of family, uh, and connection to a certain area, because these are the people you bonding with. So I always wanted to be in the hood. I always wanted to spend a night at my cousin's house in the projects. I always wanted to be. Uh, it was always exciting. So the comes from understanding my purpose in life is to work with troubled youth, because I was a troubled youth. I started out being an at-risk kid because single parent home, mother worked at night, so I'm at risk. So by me being at risk, I developed into becoming a troubled youth. Delinquency, whether that's breaking windows in the community, uh, breaking into houses, stealing bikes, busting bottles, uh, doing juvenile delinquent shit, right? So I became a troubled youth. So in the process of me becoming a troubled youth, a juvenile delinquent, I catch a murder case as a kid. I spent 7 years of my life as a child incarcerated in a state juvenile institution. So growing up in my 20s and in my 30s, so that's when I started working in the community, was in my 30s. My belief is that God would allow somebody life to lose their life to save for the lives, right? Not only by me going into the boys' home, it someone lost their life, but it helped save mine. So not only did it help save mine, I grew up and started working with other children and saved some more lives. Not only did I save some more lives, I met some other children who had taken some lives, and they grew up, and we all started working with children, and so it was my purpose, and so my purpose became my goals and my aspiration was to just to help young people excel in all aspects of their lives. So my derived because I was purpose driven, and I truly believe that yeah, that it's my purpose to work with kids based off what I went through as a kid. So
Okay, his last question is, what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift being booed, getting booed?
yeah, man, they just hating on Miss Lily. Yeah, man, they just hating on Miss Lily, man, for no reason. She ain't done nothing to now some bitch, homie. They just hating, yeah, homie. She a kind, sweet white woman, homie. Very, yeah. Yeah, man, she ain't done nothing to nobody to be booed, and she ain't done nothing to be booed. Other than the fact that she with the white boy, she sell out. Yeah. I think that was very distasteful, for the fans to do, and she ain't done a thing to nobody. Yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift.
Okay. This a question from Terrance Civilian Waitings. So I saw you on a podcast show.
Terrance Civilian with you?
That's right. That's this
Already.
question come from him. I saw you on a podcast show a few days ago, and you broke down something that was very interesting. So I would like for you to break that down again for my audience, and Crypto G's as well audience. When you were saying it was dealing with Black history, but you was talking about the N word, how it broke all the way down to the N word, how we not the actual ER at the end.
Yeah. So all Africans wasn't brought to America, right? So I think you had You had Western, somewhat central in northern parts of Africa that was captured as slaves and brought over here through the triangular slave trade, right? So the first generation, they bringing Africans in. The Atlantic slave trade wasn't a long period where they was importing Africans into America. The world said, okay, y'all, we're gonna put a ban on shipping humans across the seas as slaves. America, even though America didn't have any more slaves that was being imported into the country, they had some that was still being shipped, but it was shipped probably through small channels and illegally. America started making slaves, kind of like how these niggas created these funny looking dogs. What's these Frenchies and all these short leg bulldogs. It's kind of like how these niggas just all of a sudden started making these dogs. America did this with blacks. Just go say Nigger. So they started making slaves. Eventually, the African who was born in Africa, who once had freedom, and that was captured and that was brought here and had the agony of knowing what it was like to be born with freedom, no longer have freedom, that's a slave. He wasn't a, he was an African slave. Years into the institution of slavery, you had slaves who was made here. They was born here. They was born into slavery. They don't have no idea, they have no recollection of what it's like to be free. They cannot think past the American shores of slavery. Those was, that's my, hey, we got for sale. Birth certificate, death certificate, name log in the county clerk's office. Mr. Williams had 13. So the began to evolve. Went from, always been a boy or a gal, but went from being to coloreds. Coloreds. Coloreds was during the time of Reconstruction. Was starting to get a little rights, a little freedom. Went from to coloreds, from coloreds to Negroes, from Negroes. Negro was Dr. King them generation. Went from Negroes to just black. That's your Black Panther Party. That's I'm black and I'm proud. Then they went from just black to African Americans. Your well-educated Negro folks that don't want to be Negroes, that followed Jesse Jackson during the 80s to take on this mantra that we are African Americans. Then from African Americans, we went from Nigga, NWA, with an attitude, real street, doughboy, everybody. And now we got a bunch of hip hop babies. But we are seeds of the slave, not Africans. None of us can trace our lineage back to a who was from an African tribe on the plantation, and we can say our granddaddy was a Zimbabwe that got captured from this jungle that was brought her. Man, most of us can't do that. Most of our lineage is traced back to the Nigger. So we the seeds of the slave. Most of us is children of a Negro, child of a Negro American. Uh, Today's kids is child of an ignorant nigga. Nigga. So that's been the transition of who we've been as a people because we don't have a permanent identity. Uh, so that's where I come up with the idea of the birth of a new nation called Nigga, because we can't beat it. What them people had to go through and endure to get us where we are today. They couldn't have a clue what it's like to have this kind of freedom.
So you support Black History?
No.
In February?
No. Black history is American history. We can't separate it. Black history is American history. Our black history is wrapped up in American history. So now our history starts January the 1st and December 31st.
Okay. All right, Britt want to know, how do you feel Trump is going to make America great again?
For one, nigga, he bringing steel back. He bringing the jobs back. He's cutting the American deficit where we owing China too much money. I think a lot of ways he gonna bring it back. Strengthening our military. Yeah, making it where kids can't, become transsexuals at the age of 11 and 12. So that's how he's making it great again.
Okay, Britt also wants to know, how has social media / comedy changed your life?
It's kind of taking me away from the purpose. Because now I'm more entertainment. And I'm walking less in purpose. So I have to consciously, at times, pull my cord and say, nigga, don't forget about purpose. You tapping into the gifts, and the gifts does well, but nigga, don't forget about purpose. Purpose is what got you here. Walking in purpose is what got me here. So that's what's changed. Not only that, I'm less tactical. Prior to become internet and doing comedy, I was a more tactical individual. I'm less tactical. Not only that, I don't have the revolutionary mindset anymore. I don't even think and talk revolution no more. And I understand. I understand how I lost it. I understand how I lost the revolutionary mindset. It's hard to be revolutionary and entertain. You can't do both. You can't do both. So a lot done changed. A lot done changed.
Okay, I got Peachy, aka Peachy Blanco. She my BFF sometime, but her question is, what are your opinion on the current state of hip hop and its influence on young people?
It's the number one detrimental tool to black people in America. The current state of hip hop is the number one tool used for the detriment, to fuel the detriment of young black males in America. The current state is it's like stage 4 cancer. Yeah, it's like stage 4 cancer. I don't know how much more longer we can survive with it.
Okay, she said, how do you feel about mainstream media role in promoting violence and negativity in rap?
Mainstream media role, is that it's the mainstream media is the vehicle that carries it, but they don't write them. So you really can't blame mainstream media because you have advertisers and sponsors who pay to have this music played. They just making money, and everybody's, for the last 40 years been making money off our pain and our destruction by way of hip hop. Do mainstream media carry some blame? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But ultimately, the blame is upon the who wrote the lyrics.
Because her next question was, do you think artists like Sexy Red and NBA YoungBoy are helping or hurting the culture?
Uh, uh, I want to say hurting the culture, but my mind say, my heart says yes, they hurting us. But my logical mind says no. And I honestly, no, they're not hurting us. We was hurting before them. They just a product of what the culture produced. I can't imagine the next group what we go produce with them. It it's not the rapper. Yeah, imagery plays a part, but man, ultimately, it's the conditions that the young people are born in. It's the conditions. Man, the household that this single mother raises this kid in, the actions, whether they present or lack of presence, the actions of the father, those are the contributing factors that makes, a Sexy Red and an NBA YoungBoy even appealing to a young person. The condition they come from. My baby daddy, so it's that's trendy because a lot of the people that saying my baby daddy, they kids is hearing them say fuck, and that's their daddy. So yeah, nah, man. So we gotta look at the conditions, and then I think we can understand a little more. But nah, I want to say yeah, Sexy Red and NBA YoungBoy and them fucking our babies and them up. But man, when I logically look at this, and nah.
She said, do you think Sexy Red lyrics and visuals push boundaries too far, or is she just keeping it real?
She really from where she from, so if we're listening to them as adults, and most kids shouldn't be listening to Sexy Red, but they are. Are her lyrics pushing it too far?
Would you?
Hold on. I'm thinking because I want to say yeah, but to us, man, no, cause she grown and she rapping. She grown and she rapping, and grown people supposed to be listening to this music. It's a genre of music that she it's an audience that she rapping to. Uh, nah, she ain't pushing it too far.
Okay, would you allow your child to go to the concert?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Why or why not?
Because sexual ed push a lot of sexual violence, and so my kids would have to be grown to go listen to that. But I would be hurt to know my daughter listening to sexual ed. I would be up. But I know she probably sneaking and listen to it. But if hell yeah, they listen to sexual ed. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
So do you think male rappers get away with similar themes and visuals without as much criticism?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think male rappers get away with way more than what a female rapper could get away with.
Oh, this is a good one. She said, "Do you ever regret anything you ever said
Uh,
publicly?"
have I ever regretted anything that I ever said publicly? Not that I can think of off the top of my head. But let me think. No, hell no, no, no.
Peter said, "How do you respond to people who say views are too controversial?"
How do I respond to people saying that my views are too controversial?
Yeah.
I intended for them to be. That was part of the formula. When somebody said, "Well, yeah," somebody asked earlier about, what's one of name 3 things to go viral? Controversy was one of them. So yeah, that was my intent.
How do you?
So there's a lot of uh yeah, nah, nigga, I might, I might just be wrong just to be controversial, but and know I'm wrong. Yeah, because I know controversy is one of the key ingredients to to doing what I'm doing on the internet.
So how do you respond to people who say you are just trolling for attention?
I am. Yeah, they ain't lying. Part, part, most people would love to have this kind of attention. I just know that for me to get attention means I'm gonna get paid. Once people stop paying me attention, then I stop getting paid. So a part of that is to troll. So they absolutely right. I do a lot of shit for attention. Half the shit I say, I don't mean. Half the shit I mean, I ain't gonna say. It's about provoking thought, provoke and evoke. So provoke thought and evoke emotions. With wordplay. So nah, man, they absolutely right. Most of the time I am just trolling. Uh, uh, for some attention because I know, nigga, that's what views come from, attention. So they got to figure it out.
Okay, what is the biggest misconception people have about you?
Uh, that 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 I'm wild and crazy in real life like I am on the internet. Yeah, they don't know, man. For the most part, I'm real conservative, reserved in real life. I ain't nothing like the internet persona, but I can play the part. Yeah. I can play the part. But for the most part, uh, I try to be a gentleman. Yeah, I try to be a gentleman. The internet persona don't give a about nothing. He just trolling for attention. I don't seek a lot of attention in person.
Okay, so this is her last question. What motivates you to speak so boldly even when you know it will cause backlash?
Uh, for the most part, I think I'm speaking the truth. And the truth don't care about nobody's feelings. So in my mind, I'm speaking my truth, what I believe to be my truth. Uh, and my truth, meaning my words, shouldn't hurt nobody. I ain't hit nobody, I ain't killed nobody, I ain't attacked nobody. These are my words, my truth. The boldness come from uh, I'm speaking my truth based off not what I feel, but what I'm convicted by. A man's convictions. Uh, what I think is right, what I think is wrong. Uh, and that's where the boldness come from. Uh, I think I'm speaking for what's right against what I believe to be wrong.
No, this is her last question. She said, "What inspired you to become a public figure and start speaking out on social issues?"
Uh, I didn't know America would sentence a 12-year-old kid to life without parole. Uh, I thought, most states would like Texas. Give a kid 40 years. It's the most a kid can get in Texas. I didn't know until I started meeting uh, other adults who had been sentenced to life without parole as children. Uh, People like Sarah Cruzen, uh, George Toker out of New Orleans, uh, Eric Brown, uh, Catherine Curtis Jones. Uh, I started meeting kids who had life without parole at 12 and 13 to 14 years old. So I had met them in Washington, D.C. Once I got that knowledge and that information, that's what really made me start speaking out, because it was unheard of to me. And at that time, it was only 3 countries on earth that would sentence a kid to life without parole. That was America, Sudan, and North Korea. So that's what really made me start speaking out. And at that time, Facebook had just came with the live button where you can start going live. Uh, and that's kind of where it went from there. Just trying to make everybody aware about laws that affected most young people in America. And then this was around the time of drill music. So yeah, that's how I ended up being such a voice, just speaking out online on social media. It was never my intent to be where I am now. Yeah, nigga was just advocating on behalf of young people who were committing crime and felt like they needed a second chance at life.
Okay, Jari says, "You have a strong online presence and don't shy away from controversies. How do you decide what message to put out or speak on?"
Uh, that's a good one. I just cause a lot of shit I ignore. So I'm normally gonna speak on the most trending topic online. Uh, I'm gonna speak on the one that's dominating the algorithm. So that's pretty much how I decide. Uh, it's kind of like latching on to something. So I'm gonna ride the wave, and then I'm gonna try to create a wave off that wave, if it makes sense. If you understand, yeah, I'm gonna try to create a wave off the wave that I'm riding. Uh, Say some wild, horrible, crazy, man, yeah, and then it seems to work. When everybody go right, I go left. Everybody go left, I go right. And then sometime, nigga, I know I'm gonna be wrong for saying it. I don't mind being wrong. And then come back and explain why I'm wrong and make it sound like I'm right. So it's just all about what's dominating the algorithm.
All right, I know you've been on the road and you just got back in town. So, and I see you getting a little tired there. You have
No, nigga, come on, we ride, nigga.
okay, because I got Atari. She got
No,
some good
nigga,
questions.
come on, we ain't, nigga, let's ride.
All right, what is the biggest lesson you have learned from your past that you incorporate in your everyday life? Your everyday life.
My biggest lesson from the past. Man, my biggest lesson from the past is I try to do right by everybody. That's my biggest lesson. So I got a saying, nigga, I'm gonna take the before I do the. I'm gonna take it before I give it. So my biggest lesson is I wake up with the intentions on not trying to harm nobody. So that's how I move forward in life. So that's why a lot of times I tell nigga, I don't give a what I say. I ain't done a thing to nobody. It's some people waking up doing shit to people, nigga. I ain't done nothing now, motherfucker. Fuck what I done said, nigga. So that's me moving forward. I have no intention on trying to bring harm to nobody in life. Another biggest lesson from my past is you reap what you sow. Yeah, you reap what you sow. Every time I done wrong to somebody, it came back instantly. And I could always say, nigga, this me reaping what I sowed. This me, I don't, karma, whatever you want to call it, nigga, this me reaping what I sowed. So yeah.
Okay, so he said, Jari says, can you tell us about some of the community work you're currently involved in that people may not know about?
I partner with a local school in the Oak Cliff area. Where y'all probably, well, you know where we went. When coach, yeah. So I partner with that school. I still work with the victims. So for instance, today, they just made a post online where it says Kayla B. Kayla B says that Mama Duck lawsuit against King Von and Lil Durk in them state was dismissed. Well, because I'm connected to a lot of the victims. One of the attorneys that's on the case for Mama Duck reached out to me and sent me a message and said, hey man, just let's say Cheese them know that that's not true at all. So yeah, I still do a lot of work with the victim side of our communities. Yeah, that's without saying too much. Not only that, I partner with some community organizations in Atlanta still. Where we do turkey giveaways, backpack school supplies. Yeah, shout out to my guys, Necessary Smoke podcast. So I still do things in the community. And then whenever I travel and go to another city, I try to tap into the community, man, and pay tithes some kind of way.